Chief of Army Staff warns personnel to stay off politics. Presidency describes call for a presidential debate as hasty. President Buhari seeks Senate confirmation of Southeast INEC Commissioner. And in sports, Chelsea board discuss Kunte's future. This and many more stories in a moment. I am Cynthia Agbo with news on the hour on television Nigerian. Ahead of the 2019 general elections, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has warned Army personnel to stay off politics. The Army boss gave the warning at the opening ceremony of the Chief of Army First Quarter Conference in Abuja. The conference, which brought together top Army officers, is aimed at appraising Army operations across the country. Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai revealed that a special court-martial will be set up for officers who get involved in the 2019 general elections. He called on personnel who are interested in politics should resign and pursue their dreams. In another development, the Chief of Army Staff has disclosed plans to partner with prestigious foreign schools as part of efforts to develop the capacity of men and women of the force. Among the list of schools stated is the Harvard Kennedy School, Boston, USA. The Chief of Army Staff revealed at the Chief of Army Staff First Quarter Conference 2018 in Abuja. This move, the Army boss stated, will help to drive its vision of professionally discharging its functions. Ahead of the 2019 general elections, the presidency has described calls for President Muhammadu Buhari to appear in a presidential debate as hasty. Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, who featured on the national television, said the president should be allowed to decide whether he will face another candidate in a debate or not. Adesina said it is too early for us to debate on whether the president will go for a debate or not. All that is important now is the president has declared and Nigerians are happy. On why it took Buhari so long to make his intention known, Adesina explained that the time has come for him to declare. He further added that the timing of the president's declaration is to give the All Progressives Congress a clear direction ahead of its national convention. President Muhammadu Buhari has requested Senate's confirmation of Barrister Festus Okoye as National Commissioner representing Southeast Geopolitical Zone for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The President, in a letter sent on Tuesday to the Senate, said the request is in accordance with Section 154, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. In another letter, the President is also seeking confirmation of 23 nominees from different states as commissioners of the National Population Commission. President Buhari is further seeking confirmation of 2 nominees as non-legal practitioner members of the Federal Judicial Service Commission. They are Senator Abba Ali from Katsina and Mohammed Sagir from Niger State. The Ekiti State Governor, Ayodele Fayose, has described President Muhammadu Buhari's ambition that is dead on arrival. The governor stated that if Buhari is re-elected, he would kill the country. He called on Nigerians not to vote for the president, insisting that the president is old and tired to lead the country. According to the Ekiti State Governor, the president's declaration amounts to a slap on the country. Fayose, who was speaking through his chief press secretary, Idowu Adelusi, alleged that President Muhammadu Buhari has failed to keep campaign promises earlier made in 2015. Reactions continue to trail the president's declaration to seek re-election in 2019. The latest is from former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moghalu, who also has declared to contest the presidential elections. In a chat with National Daily, Kingsley Moghalu said that President Muhammadu Buhari does not deserve a second time in office. He accused the president of poor performance, insisting that Nigerians deserve an inclusive leadership that can unite the country and take the people out of poverty. Still ahead, Senate adjourned plenary in honor of late Senate Boka. United Progressives Party condemned President Buhari's second-term bid. And in sports, Chelsea board discussed Conte's future.
Nigerians have tested political parties, religion and age. It is time to get a bridge builder to heal the wounds. Hassan Dan Kwambo. Under your watch as Executive Governor of Gombe State, you have been able to manage the state's resources in view of the numerous projects so far completed and the low statutory federal allocations accruable to the state. With your landmark achievements in healthcare, youth employment, women empowerment, road infrastructure, pipe-borne water, security, education and agricultural development, we are sure of a better Nigeria. 2019 is not about power or change, but rather it is about Dan Kwambo to replicate his humility and servant leadership. Dan Kwambo, Nigeria. Nigeria, Dan Kwambo.
For almost a decade, the Nigerian army have given their all to ensure that our dear country is not overrun by Boko Haram insurgents. Some have in the process paid the ultimate price, while many will forever live with indelible scars occasioned by their determination to protect the country, no matter the hurdle. Despite these, they have remained resolute and undaunted, and today, all territories the insurgents once took control of have been recaptured and normalcy restored. And now, for the first time in a long time, the end of Boko Haram is foreseeable. Therefore, the wisest thing for the remaining insurgents to do is to surrender today or face total destruction from the army. Remember, the Nigerian army will stop at nothing to ensure that total peace is restored in all parts of the country. So, be wise and embrace peace today or get ready to be ruthlessly dealt with. This message is brought to you by the Coalition on Conflict Resolution and Human Rights in Nigeria. Welcome to Living Treasures Academy. Enjoy a conducive and serene learning environment. Qualified and experienced teachers. Equipped computer laboratory and library. Secured atmosphere. Extracurricular activities. An all-embracing curriculum for total development of the child. Comprehensive education for leadership. Join us today from crèche to secondary levels. Living Treasures Academy, committed to excellence.
Thanks for staying tuned. The Senate on Tuesday adjourned plenary in honor of Senator Mustapha Bokar representing Katsina North. Senator Bokar died on Wednesday and has since been buried according to Islamic rites. The resolution of the upper legislative chamber to adjourn plenary follows a motion moved by the Senate Majority Leader, Senator Ahmed Lawan. Senator Lawan said the country had lost a lawmaker who fought for the development of democracy in the country. On his part, President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, said a special valedictory session will be held in Bokar's honor on Wednesday. The Senate further observed a minute silence and adjourned plenary till Wednesday. Meanwhile, some lawmakers who spoke with journalists at the end of plenary described late Senator Bokar as an intellectual whose contributions will greatly be missed.
I say his career, his contribution to his constituency, to the country. Another case of another first-timer, but who in the short period learned the ropes quickly, was of immense value to us. His experience, his contributions, both in the area of where he was Vice Chairman Power and also in capital markets. It's sad, but I believe that we all have to all taste death. All we don't know is when. We give Prince Almighty Allah for what he did.
One of the bills on power bill that I did with him, and I knew how he works. He's a man that is straightforward, If he believes in something, he stands in it. So I pray that may his soul rest in perfect peace and that God will grant him and his family a very peaceful life. Thank you.
Now, every living must taste death. So because of that, you know, it has come to the end of his life. We are going to miss him dearly, because the Senate and indeed Katsina State and also the country will miss Senator Bukar Mustapha. He contributed a lot when he was a civil servant and as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Also, Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senator Ita Enang, expressed deep sorrow over the death of the late Senator Mustapha Bokar.
The life and death of Senator Bokar shows the vanity of life, that every man at his best state and his highest of height is but vapor and vanity.
In the related development, the House of Representatives has a joint plenary after members paid tribute to late Deputy House Majority Leader Umar Buba, representing Kogi Lokoja Federal Constituency. The lawmakers said a short prayer for the late member, after which Yakubu Dogara, Speaker of the House, ruled on the adjournment of proceedings. The National Assembly will on Wednesday hold a valedictory session in honor of the late members. The national chairman of the United Progressives Party, Chikwas Okore, says that President Muhammadu Buhari's candidature for the 2019 presidential elections would be a liability to the ruling All Progressives Congress. Chikwas Okore sympathized with the APC, regretting that the party will have to struggle with convincing Nigerians to re-elect the president into office. He also lambasted President Buhari's handling of the country's economy, insisting that the president did not keep to promises he made during his campaigns in 2015. He further accused President Muhammadu Buhari of nepotism and sectionalism, claiming that the president's first tenure imposed hardship on Nigerians. In 2015, Chikwas Okore predicted that President Buhari will not recontest the presidential election in 2019. Moving on to sports, Chelsea's board has met and discussed the future of manager Antonio Conte. The club's board reportedly met immediately after the Blues' 1-1 draw with West Ham on Sunday. The Premier League champions continued their recent poor form, drawing 1 against David Moyes' side on Sunday, with the result leaving the Blues 10 points adrift of Tottenham in 4th place. Before now, Chelsea lost to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-finals and exited the Champions League at the last 16 stage against Barcelona. Sources say that the club's board would rather have Conte quit the team this summer. If Chelsea are to fire him, they would have to pay off the remainder of his £9 million a year deal. Results from Commonwealth Games in swimming. A historic night in the pool saw Australia prove itself as the premier swimmers of the Commonwealth. 17-year-old Ariane Titmus stole Australia's heart with gold medal number 3 in the women's 400 meters freestyle final, while Mitch Larkin trumped Ian Thorpe's men's record at the Games with his 3rd gold in the individual medley. Australia maintains 1st position on the top 5 list on the medal table with 50 gold, 38 silver and 42 bronze. England has 24 gold, 29 silver and 21 bronze, while India has 11 gold, 4 silver and 6 bronze. New Zealand has 9 gold, 10 silver and 7 bronze medal, with South Africa cutting away with 9 gold, 6 silver and 6 bronze. Moving on to the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has cancelled his first official trip to Latin America to focus on the issue of a suspected chemical attack in Syria. The White House says he will remain in Washington to oversee the American response to Syria. Meanwhile, the Global Chemical Weapons Watchdog says it will send a fact-finding team to the site in Doma. Medical sources say dozens were killed in the alleged attack there, but exact numbers are impossible to verify. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons says a team will deploy to Syria shortly. It comes after Syria and Russia ally both say they will facilitate a visit by inspectors. Syria denies being behind any chemical attack. That's the news on the hour on television Nigerian. A recap of the major stories. Chief of Army Staff warns personnel to stay off politics. Presidency describes call for a presidential debate as hasty. President Buhari seeks Senate confirmation of Southeast INEC commissioner. And in sports, Chelsea board discuss Kunte's future. Remember, sometimes it pays to play the fool and achieve your aim than to exhibit smart tendencies capable of derailing your drive. I am Cynthia Agbot. You have yourself a wonderful night.